Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com with If I Could Choose Only One Work by... ... And the by would have to be Chopin. Yes, it's finally time for Chopin. And you've had many suggestions for Chopin, but there seems to be a kind of consensus emerging, and that consensus revolves around the work that I think we have to choose. The Preludes. All of them. The Preludes. I mean, all of them, they take, 40 minutes or 45 minutes to do all the Preludes? There are 24 of them in all the major and minor keys. Oh my goodness, what an amazing, amazing work it is. And I think that I don't think a lot of people would disagree. There were some comments. Some people wanted larger works, the ballades or something like that, because, as some of you pointed out, they show that Chopin could write in larger forms. Well, who cares? I mean, I don't give a crap that Chopin could write in larger forms. Yes, he could. Whoop-de-doo. That means nothing to me because he was a master of smaller forms, as well as occasionally larger forms. But lots of composers wrote fabulously well in larger forms. So the fact that Chopin can do what they did, to me, is completely irrelevant. Find somebody who could write as well as Chopin in smaller forms. Now, the Preludes were revolutionary pieces. Let's not forget. First of all, they're preludes to nothing. I mean, they're just preludes. It's very romantic, the idea that there's a prelude to nothing. It's just setting a mood. And there doesn't have to be anything afterwards. Or you could say that one is a prelude to the next one. I don't know, whatever you want. But they are, I don't have to talk about the individual ones. I mean, some of them have names and they're really famous, but they're just so bloody beautiful. Amazing tunes, fabulous pianistic technique, and they're an interpretive challenge for every great pianist who has ever lived, of course. And so many of them have risen to the challenge, too, of doing the whole set. I mean, and the range of interpretation you get in hearing these pieces is also extraordinary. I mean, really kind of amazing. I mean, you get Argerich, who's like light and impulsive. You have Arau, who's weighty and somber with the velvet touch. You can have the cooler, more magisterial or whatever, imperious, I don't know, whatever, pick an adjective, like Pollini and that stuff. Or you can have what I think is the most perfect combination of all, Ivan Moravec. One of them, he did them twice. Amazing what you can do with them and how different you can make them sound and how wonderfully varied they are and how nobody has the same favorite ones because they're just little miracles of musical poetry. It's as simple as that. And so, I mean, I had no problem with this pick. The fact that so many of you immediately said the Preludes really told me I was on the right path to show the god Cancresans why, the Preludes are the work of Chopin that encapsulates everything that he could do, that no one else could do, as well as any other, and B, that we should want to hear all of the other fabulous pieces he did, the mazurkas, the nocturnes, the etudes, the butchie-hoogies, the thingamabobs, the ballades, yes, the larger works, the sonatas, okay. But yeah, these little nuggets of musical gold. There's nothing like them anywhere. And I really, really believe that if you had to pick just one work by Chopin, and it's one work, it's one opus, let's not forget, one opus, then it would have to be the Preludes. And thank you all so much for chiming in with that with such vigor and enthusiasm and logic and sensibility. And I do want to say, the whole list where we are so far is down below, and it's quite a list that we've accumulated. If you do have choices, and I'm always happy to hear what your choices are, please explain them. Do not give me one of those, I like such and such because it's my favorite. Or, concerto number 2. I delete those. I mean, you'll have noticed I don't have any patience for it. And I think that we've created such a wonderful, wonderful body of commentary about this music, which is not only helpful to the rather annoying god Cancresans, who's, out to punish us all, but rather for other people who are looking to make up their own minds, to learn about the music, to hear what other people think about it. That does not mean write an essay but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? A few sentences, a few words about what the music means to you, why you like it, why you feel passionate about it. There's just such a world of fantastic thought and expression, not just in the music, but in what you all have to say about it. And that's part of what I am sending to Cancresans, to defend the musical repertoire as we know it. Not just the works I choose, but also the works I don't. It's just as important. Both ways. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.